Today, let me share with you a basic barista coffee making routine that you're going to need as a beginner barista. I'm going to show you the different coffee tools and equipment that baristas use in the process while they are making their cup of coffee, and why each of these coffee tools and equipment they are very important, and how you can master how to use them as a beginner. This video is for you as a home barista or as a beginner barista looking to make your first cup of coffee using an espresso machine. This is where most of the baristas fail, because after you pass your interview, the next step they are going to require you to make your first cup of coffee using an espresso machine. You're going to need to know how to make a good shot of espresso and also how to make a milk-based coffee. So without wasting time, let's dive in. For anyone to make your first cup of coffee using an espresso machine, you need to make sure your espresso machine is turned on and it's having the perfect brew temperature and is fully operating very well. The next thing, you're going to need coffee grinders. This is where you're going to grind your coffee beans into smaller particles so that you can be able to extract them. You're going to need these three coffee tools, which are the distribution tool, a tamper, and a weighing scale. Let me show you how you can use all these coffee equipment and tools step by step. We're going to start by making a shot of espresso. The first step, if you're making your coffee, you're going to need to make sure your espresso machine is on and it has boiled the water to reach the desirable temperature for making your cup of coffee. After your espresso machine is ready to brew the first cup of coffee, get the pot filter off the group head. Bring your pot filter and press it on a weighing scale so that you can measure the dose that you're going to get from your espresso grinder. In this video, I'm sharing the basic knowledge. So we're going to also be using the basic recipe for making a shot of espresso, which is a 1:2. We're going to use a dose of 20 grams. So after dosing, we're going to weigh again so that we can verify we are having 20 grams of our grinded coffee beans in our basket. After verifying we are having 20 grams, our next step, we're going to be distributing our coffee grinds. We're going to be using a distribution tool to distribute our coffee. Distribution is a process where you evenly distribute the coffee grinds in the pot filter so that you can be able to properly tamp them for even extraction of your espresso. If you don't distribute your coffee and you just tamp, most of the time you're going to encounter channeling, because the coffee is not evenly distributed. Even without a distribution tool, you can also use your hands in the process of distributing your coffee. After distributing, we're going to be tamping our coffee grinds. Flush the group head so that you can clean off the shower screen. After flushing the espresso machine, the next you're going to insert the pot filter in the group head, clean up the water that has dripped on the drip tray, put your weighing scale, then put your espresso cup, tally your weighing scale so that you can set the timer and the yield out for your espresso. Remember, we are having a brewing time of 25 to 30 seconds. It's a double shot of espresso, so we're going to need a yield out of 40 ml for our shot of espresso. Wait until you have achieved the perfect yield out of your espresso on the perfect brew time of your shot of espresso. This will result into a rich and bold flavor shot of espresso. After making the double shot of espresso, the next we're going to be making the Americano. Americano is a simple coffee drink that you can make as a beginner. It's a combination of espresso and hot water. So I'm going to be showing you how to make it using my home espresso machine. Following the same steps as we made our shot of espresso, we start by warming up our espresso machine, weighing our pot filter before grinding our coffee grinds, to grinding our coffee using our espresso coffee grinder, to achieve the 20 grams as our dose for our grinded coffee. Weigh it again to verify you're having 20 grams as our dose for our double shot of espresso. After ensuring you're having 20 grams as our dose, I'm using a 2-in-1 distribution tool. This is the distribution side and this is the tamping side of this 2-in-1 distribution tool. Then we're going to be distributing and tamping our coffee grinds firmly in the coffee basket so that we can have a good extraction of our espresso. Flush our group head, then inserting the pot filter in the group head so we can start our extraction of our double shot of espresso. We time our espresso and also weigh our yield out for our double shot of espresso. We wait until it's done, then we add hot water on top of it to make our hot Americano. So this is how you can make an Americano. It's a black coffee containing espresso with hot water. Our next step, we're going to be making our milk-based coffee. We're going to be making a flat white for our milk-based coffee, since it's one of the trending coffee drinks that most people are currently falling in love with. Following the same step, we're going to be just reducing on our yield out for espresso, and the basic way of making a flat white, most coffee shops use 30 ml as a yield out for the espresso. So we're going to be using the same process. Get your pot filter out of your group head, flush your group head so that you can clean it, then grind your coffee into your pot filter basket, distribute and tamp. Flush your group head. Every time you're going to make coffee, you need to flush your group head. Clean the drip tray where the water has fallen. Insert your pot filter in the group head. Then start your extraction of your espresso to make your coffee drink. For the flat white, use 30 ml as a yield out for the espresso for the flat white. After extracting our shot of espresso, we're going to get our milk jug, also known as a picture. This is where we pour our milk and be able to steam and pour our latte art. Then steam your milk. Make sure to create a silky milk texture with less foam for your flat white. If you're not good in milk steaming, I'll link my video on a full guide on how you can steam milk as a beginner in the description below. You can check it out after this video. Because milk steaming is the key challenge that is preventing most of the people from making their first latte art. You're going to need to learn how you can perfectly steam your milk so that you can be able to make a good latte art on your cup of coffee. Make sure when you're pouring your latte art, you just pour a basic latte art design, which is a heart or a tulip. This is a beginner friendly latte art that you can start with. This is the basic knowledge that you're going to need as a beginner barista, and within a short period of time you'll be able to make a good cup of coffee. But if you're an aspiring barista, you're going to need not only knowing how to make coffee, but how to properly answer questions if you go in for a barista interview. This is why you should watch this video next, because I've explained how you can properly answer the different questions that are being asked in a barista interview. If you have any questions, you can leave them in the comment section below. I'll be more than grateful to answer any of your questions.